Major spoiler warning for Skydance Behemoth. I have this weird psychological thing, where if I'm playing a game with a story, I simply have to finish it. It doesn't matter if the game is good or bad, I will always feel the obligation to see it through to the end. And it's this obligation that made me decide that no matter how long it took, no matter how hard it was, I was going to beat up Behemoth and not stop playing until it was finished.
Wow, this is definitely not going to show up on camera, but this area is, massive. Almost beyond, comprehension. It's so huge.
When I made my first video on Behemoth, I compared the grappling hook in this game to the one in Just Cause 3. And the more I play, the more I realize that the people who made this game 100% just wanted to do the exact same thing. Because, towards the end of the game, you get an upgrade that allows you to hook one thing and tether it to something else.
Grapple tether. Hook onto two targets, connecting them together. Okay. That's just the thing from Just Cause 3.
Which is super fun to do in VR. And at this point, I don't care if it's plagiarism, because it's awesome.
No! Holy crap! I cut that dude in half!
I feel like every time I make a video on Behemoth, I say something different about the combat. And this time, I actually have some bad stuff to say about it. I don't know if it was because the game was laggy or because my controllers were bugged out, but this time the combat felt really imprecise and clunky. I would hit an enemy at a perfect angle and they would still somehow parry. And that's not even the worst of it. One of the mini-bosses bugged out, so there was no warning when he was about to do his undodgeable attack.
Look, there's no warning. There's no warning that he's about to do the attack.
But as annoying as these things are, I'm not really going to hold it against the game, because again, most of these things probably wouldn't have happened if my recording software wasn't taking up half the RAM on my headset.
Holy crap! No way he's going to destroy that, right? Oh my goodness.
Something I didn't realize when I decided to do this all in one sitting is that by doing this, I would be administering to myself a near-fatal dose of depression, because the people at Skydance decided to cram every single plot twist they could think of into the second-to-last level. And believe me when I tell you that each twist is just slightly more tragic than the one before it, which is especially impressive because the very first thing they reveal is that your character's mother is in fact dead.
No.
She's dead. They're all dead. But I will avenge them!
Well, that was, yeah, jeez. I thought Claudia from Into the Radius was tragic. Holy crap. That is, horrifyingly tragic.
I absolutely hate this plot twist, for a couple of reasons. The biggest one for me is saving your character's mother is the only motivation your character, and by extension you, have to keep fighting. And it's not even like you're trying to save the other people from her village, because they're all dead too.
Her speed is uncanny.
She's just like... Her fighting skills are so impressive, she's falling over.
The Dreadstag fight is by far the best Behemoth fight in the game. Seeing this huge, looming figure slowly appear from the fog is one of the most horrifying visuals I've ever seen in a video game. And the fight itself is just as intimidating. Just slowly climbing up this incomprehensibly giant monster trying not to fall off or get hit is one of the most legitimately adrenaline-pumping moments a video game has ever given me. And don't even get me started on how it feels to finally manage to kill it. It feels like you just killed a demigod.
See, there you go.
There is one more weak point. The head.
Grab this. Yep, there we go. Oh my gosh. No! 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 How was I supposed to know?
When I made my first video on this game, I said this about Trapper. Whatever it is, this guy is a welcome change to the usual Marauders. Although I am 90% sure that he's secretly a bad guy, but at least right now he's friendly. And sure enough, it turns out he was the big bad this whole time. Not only is he the reason the curse spread to your village, but you're not even his first heir. There was at least 6 before you, and he sacrificed all of them to the Behemoth so that he can get more powerful and become a Behemoth himself.
Killing the Behemoths released all their dark magic into the Hollow. Now I'll claim it as my own. and wield the curse against any threat to my kingdom.
I'm gonna be honest, even after hearing all the twists and stuff, I still wasn't having a lot of fun with the last level. At that point, I had a pretty bad headache and I was starting to get really sick of doing the same types of puzzles over and over again. But then, I got to the final boss. And this fight single-handedly saved the last hour of this game for me. It was so fun. You start off just fighting Trapper, or Ragnar, in the throne room. But then, after you drive a sword through his chest, he does a move that's very reminiscent of what Ganondorf does at the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom, and rips a hole in the ground and falls backward into it, which leads you into his second form. And after you beat that, you have to go through a boss rush of sorts to get to his true final form, where you once and for all stab that dude in the face.
You use both hands and repel that foul magic. Now use your strength. Push forward!
Oh, my sword's gone. I launched the sword into his face.
And the game even ends on a bit of a happy note.
Trapped souls escape the hollow. They're at peace. Alana is among them.
Mother.
Anyway, I would say that I hope this video brightened your day, but let's be honest here, with the whole dead mother twist, it probably didn't. But I do genuinely hope that you have a good day, and I will see you next week.